for that. So I'm like, let me just play. I want to just play with outfits and such.
I'm here for all of the playful. You look gorgeous, Hailey. No, full stop. Absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful.
So you.
This is your moment. Hailey, I'm so excited to talk to you. I talked to you briefly during the Power Press Day. Really briefly, I was like, okay, I won't spoil it. I won't go into too much. But you've been busy, but in the absolute best way, right? Before we dive into all things power and respect, I have to ask you, before the TV and film projects, you actually got your start on Broadway. You were nominated for a Tony Award for your role in Once on This Island. Talk to us a little bit about that transition from stage to now. I mean, big budget films. We're not talking about little films. We're not talking about little TV shows. We're talking about the top of the line. Talk to us about that transition and how you've been able to navigate and handle it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really. I feel so blessed. I keep saying that. That's been a common denominator in every conversation that I've had so far. But it's so funny. I always thought of myself as a theater actress, and I always thought of myself as a stage performer because I love to sing.
Right.
And I love to be on stage. And so when Once on This Island was closing, and initially I actually booked my first TV show before the show closed. And I remember I was so scared, but I got to work with legends like Frankie Faison and Lorraine Toussaint, and it was such a seamless transition actually. And I was like, oh, okay, instead of people, I got cameras in my face and I got people doing my makeup and I feel so cute.
Right.
So yeah, it was a really nice transition for me.
Definitely. Well, you've done it and you make it look seamless.
Thank you.
Okay, let's dive into all things jukebox because, honey, you blew me out the water. The first two episodes, I had the pleasure of previewing, and you guys you in particular, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, not that I wasn't expecting you to deliver as you do, but I mean, you give us jukebox in a different way than what we, are accustomed to seeing, what we saw in the original Power. So it was originally played by Anika Noni Rose. And in the prequel, you play a younger version of her. Talk to us. Had you even been a fan of Power before joining this cast?
Yes. I watched Power. I can't say that I was a diehard day one Power fan,
Right.
honestly, because I was a little bit too young. But the last few seasons, I was there, and I'm also. I think I told you this in my other interview that I know that I'm Princess Tiana. Like I know I was her in another life, and so I'm a huge Anika Noni Rose fan. So anything that she does, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna support her. I'm gonna cheer for her. So when this audition came into my inbox, I was super excited.
Wow. The casting couldn't have been more perfect. I mean, we see Anika in the older version and you in the younger version. Jukebox, how would you describe her? I say she's this tough. I mean, the voice. Oh my God, I have so many questions about it. But how would you describe the younger version of Jukebox? Who is she?
She is a young hustler. I keep saying she's a gangster with heart because she's got all of the smarts and the knowledge from her Aunt Rock. And she's got this wittiness and this talent and this light that I don't think she doesn't know what to do with it.
Right.
And that's to be a young Black woman surviving in Queens in 1991, to have a gift, it can be a dangerous thing. And that's hard. I think that's hard for people to wrap their heads around now. Because now it's like, I got a talent, I could put it on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or whatever.
Right.
But back then, especially, if you were in the projects, especially if you're the niece of a queen pin and you're smart and you're talented and you're super sweet and super thoughtful, that's dangerous. It's very dangerous. So she's just trying to navigate her way through everything. She's Kanan's cousin. She tries to, it's so funny, I worked with Patina Miller, who plays Raquel Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
before we did Power.
Right.
And I was so in awe of her, and I was so inspired by her. So when it came time, Jukebox is just a mini rock, basically. I was like, oh, we don't have to do very much acting there, because Patina is someone who I genuinely look to, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I want to be like that when I grow up.
We all do. We all are bound. And shout out to the chocolate queens, the beautiful chocolate queens that are.
Baby.
Can I get an A?
Baby.
Like, yes, and more yes. Okay? I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. So, Hailey, did you go back and like watch Anika and like study her? I know you said Jukebox, the younger version, is like a little Raquel Rock. But did you go back and look at like Anika's mannerisms in the original? How did you connect with her? What was it that you watched or saw that connected you to your character?
Yeah, I watched some of the jukebox scenes, especially the ones that had a lot of information that pertains to her relationship with Kanan.
Yeah.
But I tried to actually avoid it. This is an origin story. And so what I didn't want to go in and just copy everything that she does, or try to be scary, or try to come in too intense. Because my job is to bridge the gap between who the Power fans know,
right,
and this young light. Like I think low key Jukebox is a light worker, because she has this natural curiosity and this natural born leadership, and this wanting to, whoever she becomes friends with, whoever she falls in love with, whoever she works with, she wants to make sure that everybody is top tier.
Right.
Because Juke is top tier. Like right. she doesn't play. And so it's God, it's I want it to be like Anika's performance, but I want to make it my own. And two, it's like, it's exciting because I wanted to throw the Power fans off a little bit from who they know,
Girl, we are thrown off. I was thrown off because again, I wasn't expecting what you gave. It's so different, yet like you get to see like, okay, well that's how we got to where we are. You introduce us to why she became what she became, and you do it so flawlessly. Jukebox in this voice, sister, girl,
baby,
it's a gift from God. That voice. People are going to be blown away when they watch you in this series. I just know for a fact. So get ready for your Twitter. You ready? You got your Instagram, your Twitter ready to go? Because they're going to blow you up.
I mean, I guess.
Hailey, prepare yourself. Talk to us about the singing. Did you record in a studio, or what was that process like for you? Talk to us about, because there's this Whitney moment. I'm not going to spoil it for people, but talk to us about the singing, how you prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to sing in the show, and it's so funny because we were in the middle of filming episode 1, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're going to be singing this, and this. Wow. And so I got to go into the studio with actually a dear friend of mine, Adam Blackstone. And so we got to do you get to hear Jukebox sing quite a bit. And in different styles. She sings Whitney, obviously, which I was like, holy
girl,
word. Y'all are going to have me coming out the gate?
Out the gate.
With Whitney?
Ready. People are going to be floored.
I said, Lord Jesus. No, I think I did good. I'm excited because I got to have a hand in my vocal production, which is rare, I think, especially coming from like Broadway. People in the hip hop R&B world, they get nervous because they're like, ugh. But I was like, no, I got this. I know what I'm doing. So there's a song that I actually completely did my vocals by myself in the closet. So yeah, it's been really fun. And, I've been working on my own music for quite some time. So I'm excited to kind of show people this new side of me for sure.
Wow. I mean, a new album coming? Drop us
Maybe.
an exclusive, hey. Give us something.
Maybe. No, I mean I've been recording. I mean I've been writing for since I was a little kid. I wrote poems and lyrics that were terrible.
Right.
But as I got older and you fall in love and I was like, and I went through my first heartbreak and I was like, oh my god. And so I really just started writing and recording. And Adam Blackstone again has been like such a blessing because we saw each other so frequently that it's like, baby girl, like get into the studio. What are you doing? It feels like juke, honestly, because it's like everybody's telling her you've got this gift.
Wow.
Go use it. And so I do relate to her in that sense because for so long I didn't like my voice, and for a long time I sang the way that other people wanted me to sing. And so now I get to sing as myself. And I love it.
Wow. That I can't believe you didn't like your voice. It's
I
so
did
you've been singing since you were like before you could talk. I've followed you for quite a while. You've been singing for quite some time. How lucky are you, Hailey, that you get to have a career? So you come from Broadway, but now you're starring in this two big projects coming up. But this show in particular, where you get to not only act and bring your art, through acting, but through singing, through your other big gift. How does that feel for you as an artist, as an actor, a performer? How does that feel for you?
I feel so grateful. It always, they always bring in music for jukebox or a singing moment when she's in a very vulnerable state. God, I had to irritate my showrunner so bad. I had to irritate Sasha so bad because I never wanted anything to feel like, and now we're singing. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm in this, we're doing this, family drama and it's super intense, and now she's gonna sing.
Yeah.
That's very Broadway. So the way that they've written it so beautifully that I can just really sink into these honest moments, it helps me as an actor, as a storyteller when I'm telling Jukebox's story, because it's really when we're going into her head, which for a lot of musicians, like that's real life.
Right.
Our music is what's happening in here. We might not be able to say it. We might not be able to talk it, very well, but when we sing it, it's there. So I'm so happy I get to sing. Oh my gosh.
We're so happy. Talk to us, because you just mentioned about the vulnerability of the character Jukebox, because as tough as she is also very vulnerable. There's an innocence at play with her. She's navigating a lot. This is also, I believe, a coming of age story for Jukebox too, as well as it is for a younger Kanan. What did you remember about your childhood growing up that helped you to tap into what Jukebox was navigating and experiencing in the series?
I mean, the biggest thing for me that it actually took us getting to like episode 4 or 5, that I was like, whoa, is I'm adopted. And I was raised by 2 white parents in Oregon.
Right.
And when I was growing up, there were not many people who looked like me, in school and in my extracurricular activities. And so I also knew my biological family, and life for them was much different than life for me.
Right.
In certain elements, and then not in other elements. And so where I connect with Jukebox is like, I know that feeling of like having to tote the line between one lifestyle and one life and one set of family expectations. And then there's another set of expectations and another side of you that people say that's the right side, that's the right way.
Right.
So I really connected to her on that. And it helped me navigate some personal stuff, if I'm completely honest, that I had never thought about before.
Wow. That's really beautiful. Set in the 90s, You give us fashion. Y'all are giving.
Baby, jukebox gives you polo, okay?
She gives us polo. She gives us oversized before we knew we wanted to oversize. Hello?
Right.
I'm here for it.
Right.
I am here for it. How important was it when you put on those clothes? How did that help you transform and really dive into jukebox?
Thank God for Segay. Thank God for Frank. Our wonderful costume department heads. It was so when it came to creating jukebox and navigating her sexuality and who she was, is she comfortable with her body? Is she not?
Right.
Where does she, especially when she's grown up, in a household that she sees this beautiful, illustrious, strong, sexy, fearless woman. Those outfits, it's so like, yes, that was the 90s. That's just what people wore in the 90s.
Right.
But also for Juke, it tells a story about so much of her exterior, which is like so hidden.
Yes.
And baby, I'll tell you what did it for me.
What
in that wardrobe trailer every day, it was the Tims.
There's a scene, I'm not going to give it away, but it is the scene where it's just, it focuses right on you guys' shoes as y'all are walking up. I was like, yes, okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah, and that's all. Oh my God, those were the only shoes I wore. And it's so funny. Whenever I got an alternative for shoes, I always go to the Tims. I still go back to the Tims. So. Oh, they've announced we have a season 2 now, so I can actually say it. I can actually say it. Like in my season 2 fitting for outfits, I kept resorting to the Tims. I was like, I want to wear the Tims. The Air Force ones are cool, the Reeboks are cool, no, but I want to wear the Tims. So
the Tims definitely put the viewers and I know I was in the vibe. I felt like I was walking down the block with y'all in the 90s and Southside. I was like, okay, I'm here for this. And look, congratulations on a season 2 before it even comes out. That's how you guys know what you guys did was really special. Hailey, I want to ask you, you and Makai, who plays the younger Kanan, your cousin, y'all have such a best friend. You guys are like cousin, best friend. He's your keeper of secrets. You are his fierce protector. Talk to us about that relationship dynamic. Did you guys spend time offset, connecting? I know you guys had downtime because of the pandemic. How did you guys develop this chemistry that we see play out on screen?
Man, don't tell Makai this. Do not tell Makai this.
Okay.
He is like a brother to me. I think he is so smart and so talented and so wise and so instinctual with his choices on set. And it didn't take much. It didn't take much for us to really kind of lock in.
Right.
Which is good. I was worried. You never know when you start a new project. You never know what a personality is going to be like, work ethic.
Yeah.
Like it really felt like we were both challenging each other. Like, and throughout the season, they start going through some real shit. And, I don't think we had a choice when it came to being vulnerable and honest with each other. Right. And I also just love him. And we hung out, and we would FaceTime after table reads and, debrief. And I adore Makai. And, yes, he's Kanan, and yes, he's young 50 and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
He is a wonderful, there's no ego. I don't even think Makai knows how talented he is.
Wow.
Makai, if you're watching this, you didn't hear anything I just said. No, I'm just kidding. But no, for real, Makai is the real deal, and I feel so blessed that I get to work with him.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love to hear it. That's so good. Okay, Hailey.
We have to look. I think one of the coolest elements I remember thinking about is we as actors, especially Black actors, where there isn't a lot of space. There's more space being created for us, and we're really creating our own tables and creating our own rooms at this point as well. When you meet someone and you get to be in a room with someone that is just so warm and so genuine, it shouldn't be taken lightly. So, yeah.
Girl, you're so poetic. Come on now. Yes. Okay. Haley, as the premiere approaches, everybody, what was once your baby and, everybody on set is going to be delivered and given to the world. As the premiere approaches, what are you hoping that viewers feel from episode 1? And also talk to us about how it will be different from what we've seen before.
I mean, it's the origin story, man. Like, we're starting day 1. You've met so many. I call them all like the royal family. So like the Thomases are the royal family and the Tejadas are the royal family, you know. And it's, oh God, it's so hard to put into words because Raising Kanan is so, it's in the Powerverse, but it's also like nothing you've seen before. If that makes sense. So I'm just so excited for people to just step into a new world. There are things that people think they may know, and they might have their expectations and their theories or whatever, but I don't know, you gotta just take the journey with us, and you'll see.
Okay, be coy all you want. The journey, guys. You guys get ready for a wild journey. I know people are ready, and girl, just be ready. Have the Twitter notifications either off or on.
Oh Lord, I'm turning them off, child.
Okay.
No, not even in that. Like, in just like it's a humility thing. I think it's really easy. Well, it could go both ways, but I think it's really easy to be like, I'm the shit and everything's the shit and my shit don't stink. And I want to just like, I don't want to do any fancy parties. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to sit with my family and watch the show. So I hope, I know everybody's going to be able to just gather everyone on the couch, make some popcorn, get some wine.
Have the wine ready. So your family hasn't seen it? They haven't gotten a sneak peek? Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something about me and Jukebox. Secrets, we keep them, okay? Yeah. Until they need to be revealed, baby.
You say, I'm here for it. I'm here. I am all the way here for it. Well, I know people are going to be, I can't wait. I probably will send you a DM and say, girl, how's it going? I'm premiering.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you breathing? I'm so excited.
On you.
I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm so excited.
You should be excited. You are such a blessed girl, but not only that, you're talented. You deliver. So you should really be proud too. Like, go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Give yourself flowers for what you gave us. And I've only seen 2 episodes. And what you gave us in those 2, go ahead and clap. Round of applause for Hailey Kilgore.
Thank you.
You do the dang on thing. So shout out to you. Moving along to your next project before I let you go. Respect. Girl.
Baby. She was busy.
And busy, but in the best way. I love to see this. Man. Respect was supposed to be released last year. But due to COVID, how was that waiting for? Because I talked to you, I don't know if you remember last year, but at the beginning of the pandemic.
In my house. I was locked in my house. Yes, ma'am.
On the floor, yes. You were on the floor. You were so cute. You had your little vibe situation going. But you guys had to wait for the movie to come out like a whole year. How was that? When did you guys wrap production on Respect?
Oh, Lord. We wrapped a week before Raising Kanan started. So February of 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we started in October. That's when we started. And yeah, it's so crazy that I've gotten to see it. I feel very blessed that I've actually seen it, and I'm so excited for everybody else to see it. Yes. But that was a completely different experience, and a completely different learning experience. But I had so much fun. I was in Atlanta. We're singing Aretha Franklin, baby. We get to show a lot of her backstory. Everybody loves Aretha Franklin and everybody knows her, but her family had such a big hand in her life. So to be able to be the youngest sister, it was so fun. I really felt like I was the youngest sister with Jennifer and Kanan. I really did. Like I was really the youngest. I mean, I was the youngest by like a lot because I was 19, 20 when I booked. But yeah, I'm so excited for everybody to finally see it. Oh my gosh. Like I remember, we prepped ourselves for it to come out during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, we'll do a little pandemic moment. And then they said,
not so fast.
Which was a good call. That was a good call. So yeah, I'm excited for people to also see a completely different version of me.
Right.
I feel like what's it called? Is it called Shapeshifter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like I'm like turning into like 800 other things, and then I'm doing another show after Power, and I'll be a completely different person after that. So it's really fun. Like I love doing that.
Girl, you better work and slay at the same time. Look,
good night.
That's all. Like you working. You're a working, successful actress. Talk to us about your character, though. In respect, you play Carolyn, I believe, right? Her younger sister. How involved was she in the process with Aretha? Give us a little sneak peek, if you will.
Yeah, Carolyn Franklin was the baby of the family. She held two main positions. She was choreographer, background singer, dancer, but then she was also one of Aretha's writers, one of her main writers. She wrote Ain't No Way, most popular. She wrote Ain't No Way, but she also helped arrange Respect, Never Loved a Man, like all of these incredible songs that Aretha sang. And she was such a poetic young woman. She passed away at a very young age.
Right.
And so it gives me goosebumps to think about how in tune she was with the world and with her emotions, especially growing up in the 50s and 60s, in the environment that they grew up in. I definitely think writing was her saving grace.
Right.
And Aretha's voice was her, like, Aretha amplified everything that Carolyn ever felt.
Wow.
So there's that. And then she's also just a little sister. I mean, she was very blunt. She was real blunt. And I'm it's so weird. I'm adopted. I'm a big sister, but I'm also the middle child.
Right.
But I'm also the middle child. But yeah, she is a little firecracker, and I really hope I did her justice. Not a lot of people know about her and about her brilliance, so I felt a lot of pressure to do her justice. So I hope that I did.
I'm sure you did. I have no doubt that you did. I'm so excited for you. All the things you have coming out. You are killing it. I'm so proud. I'm like a big sister. I'm like, yes, go Hailey. What's next? I mean, not that you need anything next. You really could take a break after your premiere for Respect. You can say, okay, I'm chilling out. What do you have coming up next, busy lady? I know that's
I don't stop. I never stop.
I know that's right.
That way. No, I've got a few things, like I said, I've been working on my music. Finally we'll be releasing, the show and the film. We're filming. I've got another show coming up that I can't quite talk about yet, but I'm super excited about it. It's a completely different role that as a young Black woman, I'm so excited to be able to fill these shoes. So it's gonna be a crazy year. I don't really stop until next June. So I feel very, very, very blessed, to be in this position, to be able to say, that I get to be able to work, not just as an actor and an artist, but as a person. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their livelihood. A lot of people are now doing jobs that they don't really care for, but they have to because they have to survive. So I feel really, 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 really blessed. And I don't like to say I'm lucky.
You're blessed.
I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. Yes.
Look, bars too. You can rap too.
Baby. It's so funny. Yeah, it's so funny as I look now, is everything popping off for me. So I'm just excited, man. And the pandemic really helped me with just taking a step back and being like, no, you can hustle, but you can also enjoy. You can also enjoy what you're doing. So I'm
Mm.
just excited.
That's such a blessing. What advice would you give, Hailey, to young girls wanting to follow in your footsteps, that are wanting to, they sing, they act, they dance, they're, a triple threat like yourself? What advice would you give them on getting started in carving out a space for themselves in entertainment?
Um, when I was in elementary school, I had a PE teacher, Mr. Amy, and he really believed in me. I ran track. I wanted to run track, and he could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had this thing that he told all of us, and he would pull me to the side and tell me all the time, I can do it. I will do it. And I think that holds true to me today. Like, I tell myself that in the hardest of times and in the best of times, just know that you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Right.
And at the same time, just do you. I think this is a very fast-paced world, and I think a lot of society runs off of a very specific energy right now. And I would say just stay true to yourself, be you, do you, and keep your head down and do the work. Yeah. You have to do the work. We're in a very result-driven, and when it comes to art, it's not something that you're always going to get an immediate result. I started doing this when I was 9 years old, and I didn't start working. I'm lucky enough that I started working at 18. There are people that wait until they're 40.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just keep doing the work. Don't worry about what this person's doing or what this person said or what that person looks like or what they're doing. Just do you, and you can do it, and you will do it.
And you are, my dear, look, give that good advice. You know what, Hailey, I know your parents are proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Like your path, because you did start young, but you have been, look what you're doing. And you're doing it with grace. You're not ego driven at all.
Oh, baby,
I don't
have time. I don't know how people have the energy to be like, oh yeah, it's whatever.
Right.
I don't know how you do it. That takes a lot of energy, but it's trial and error, because I think there was a time I got to learn young that, you're only as good as your last performance. So you can treat people, look, baby, I'm still working my way up, and so I still even walk into rooms where I'm not wanted or welcome. And I just like to be that light. I've decided, I'm here to just
be
create and have fun, and, I don't know how I went off on that tangent, but we don't have time for egos. That's the whole point.
We don't. How do you navigate? How have you navigated that space where you walk into rooms or people? Because even as successful as you are, people still, look at you. Or how have you been able to navigate that?
Yeah, and what I think what I learned, like I said, it's trial and error. And so when I started, I had the youngster, my shit don't stink, I'm so great thing.
Right.
And then I had the completely lost all self-worth, and I wouldn't speak to people. I wouldn't say my opinion. I wouldn't speak up for myself. I wouldn't, and then I'm still working on it, but I'm in a place now where, I just like to show up. I like to show up, and I like to give my input, and I like to learn and ask questions and laugh and joke. And, sometimes that's not the vibe for everybody else.
Right.
So the thing that I tell myself is, one, it's okay. And it's not all about you. First of all, actors, man, we are so, it's not all about you,
Right.
and you don't know where someone's come from. They don't know where you've come from.
Right.
So, I'm in this place now of like, I'm here, I've arrived, not in like I'm here, I've arrived, just like I'm here, and whoever wants to take the journey with me, they're for me. And if they're not, then, and that's okay, let it be. And like I said, you just have to let the work speak for itself. So, I try not to get too wrapped up in all of the other stuff.
Do you have mentors that kind of help you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I mean, my main mentor is Rodney Hicks, who he's done it all, baby. He's done TV, Broadway, film,
Right.
tours, like, so he's like my heart. And I've gotten to work, like I said, I've gotten to work with so many iconic artists. Merle Dandridge, Philip Boykin. I love Philip Boykin. I had the most life-changing conversation with Cicely Tyson a few years before she passed. And that really, I remember, I'll never forget those moments that I got to have with her. She came to Once on this Island, and she sat me down and she held my hand, and she said, "This is your anointing.
Wow.
And you're meant to be here." And for a young Black girl who at the time just did not think she deserved or was supposed to be, where she was. Dear Cicely Tyson, man,
I have chills.
Yeah, it was not something that I took lightly. I'm so glad that I didn't, because if I was my mama, I would slap me if I didn't take Cicely Tyson seriously.
Right.
But yeah, I've just had so many people, even if it's for a short period of time or years, I just try to be a filter, and I try to absorb as much as I can, and then take bits and pieces and add it to my process and my energy. So yeah, yeah.
What would people be surprised to learn or know about Hailey Kilgore?
I don't know. I love to cook. I love to bake. Like I said, I'm Princess Tiana. What else? Like, I don't know. I'm very quiet. It's interesting. Like, when people meet me, I'm not very loud. I'm goofy. I'm silly, but I kind of keep to myself, because I can never like say the right words, and I'm so awkward and shy. But I'm an introverted extrovert, so like, I can party. I'll turn up if I need to, but like, I usually keep to myself. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I'm regular. I'm not out here trying to. I'm regular. There ain't nothing exciting about me, man.
Girl, regular with a big movie coming out. A day about Aretha Franklin, of all people, playing her sister. Okay, regular. And a new series coming out on Sunday that people are going to be blown away by. Okay, regular. Okay, that's what you want to call it. I'll be regular any day then.
I'll say this. I'm me.
High five, sis. High five. I love it. Hailey, I'm so proud of you. This was so good. Look, you got a big sister and a cheerleader in me. So I got your back, and I cannot wait. I'm going to hit you up on Sunday and check in. So just respond back to me, because I know people are going to be like, they're going to flood your DM because you kill it. And I'm so proud and excited.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.